What's happening, Americans? Jericho Green here with you once again. And after you watch this live stream, you go to the description box, you will find a link tree link with all my platforms where you can find me. I will be waiting there for you patiently. Now, we'll wait for this to get a little more populated. But I want to say what's up to all the first students in the class. Appreciate it. Every Friday, 6:30. This is where I will be. And make sure you like and sub and like to keep the YouTube overlords off my ass. My ass. All right. And we'll go through a little chat section here, say what's up to some folks. Craig, the world, Craig. Line is 61, Turner, Jalea, None the Miser, Eric, Ken, H, Senior, Allen 316, Keith DJ Johnson, Talent 52, Just One More, Victor, right, not wrong, right. Joseph B, Faye Knox, Jeff Gray, Chris, Fergie, Ferguson, what's up? Tennessee in the house. Good damn evening, Uncle Jericho, my fellow Americans. Bring this messed up shit hard tonight. Hit that like, subscribe. He's correct, people. Correct. Tyrell, Bob, Joshua, excuse me. Chi Vibes, Christine. Don't get me started. Don't get me started either. Demi, Oscar. Everybody who's in here, thank you very much. Mike, Abe, Activate Kruger, Monster Zero, and Cynthia, Ricardo, everybody. Thank you for being right here. Boy, does our bullshit cup runneth over this week. These topics, and some you may bring up, is what we're going to discuss tonight. Number one, I saw the chat before I got in there. Cracker Jills, people. What the fuck are they trying to do to us? Cracker Jills, not Cracker Jacks. You don't need to adjust your audio. I said Cracker Jills. Yes, we'll get into that. Elon Musk purchasing 9.2% of Twitter. Is he man of the year already? Jumanji Brown Jackson, the newest Supreme Court justice. Ooh. Talk about that. And of course, one of my favorites, Biden getting the cold shoulder, getting dissed in his own house. When you are president of the United States, the White House is your house. Old school hip hop fans. What do they say? Whose house runs house? Okay? Whose house? Supposed to be Joe's house. And maybe it is. But it wasn't a few days ago when the rock star himself, the exalted one, Obama, came to visit. We're going to talk about that shit. Oh, you thought you were done with drops of anger blood coming from your nose? No, you're not. No, you're not. $900 a month if you're a Palm Springs transgender resident. Don't worry. All you have to do is identify. No strings attached. Beautiful. It's your tax money, though. And if we have some time, we'll get into that Chicago church that's fasting from whiteness. We used to call that racism. Texas sending illegals to D.C. who want to go. And Eric Adams, the mayor of New York. You thought de Blasio was bad? This fool is buying up billboards in Florida telling their LGBT alphabet soup group citizens, come on up. New York will take care of you, because apparently since Florida doesn't want you talking about sexual things with children, there's something wrong with that. And that implies that in New York, you can do that. Gross. And I will be telling you no bullshit, one of the most disgusting stories I've ever heard in my life. I will let you know ahead of time to get children out of the room if you don't want them to hear it. Maybe you don't want to hear it, but it is truly fucking disgusting. Now, kicking it off with some super chats already. People waste no time. I appreciate it. Okay. Jeff Gray, what's up, man? He says, what's up, Jericho Green? Let me hold some of them Cracker Jills. Pathetic. Yes, man. We'll get into that. Don't worry. That is another steaming pile. Like if you worked in a horse stable first thing in the morning, that horse takes a big old shit, and you take like a snow shovel full of it, and you literally get a steaming pile of shit. This is a bigger steaming pile of that. Promise you. Talon 52, Texas here. What up, Texas? Legal Alien, thank you. Let's go, Brandon, of course. Sherry, hey there, Jericho. What up? Chris, getting that. You know we're going to get in that ass like a bike with no seat. We're going to get all the way in there. Hayden Phoenix says, Jericho, you're my top 5 YouTuber. Thank you very much. I hope I don't disappoint today. Just a man evaluating stuff, 5 bones. Thank you. People are on the other video that said you're live with the bald chick as a screenshot. I let them know to switch over to this video. Really? What the fuck's going on with that? It's not supposed to be that way. It's supposed to be this one. So let's see. If people don't populate here quick enough, I guess I'll go over there and let them know. Thanks for the heads up, though. Victor Wright, $20 a twomp. Thank you very much. And my man, hey, yo, hoser, what are you talking about? Christian, my man, the Canadian connection. What's up? So yeah, man, let's get into this one real quick. So Cracker Jills, you heard it right. I don't know. I don't know if you guys may have heard about this. If not, we're going to talk about it right now because there's some silly, crazy shit. So Cracker Jacks, you know, the snack that's been around for over 100 years. It's in the Take Me Out to the Ball Game song. You know the part, buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks, right? Not nothing else, Cracker Jacks. I don't care if we never get back. Root for the whole team, for the home team. You know the whole song. Well, and before I decided to talk about this, I wanted to make sure that this wasn't just a campaign that they're doing, you know, because it's like Women's History Month or something. We always got a damn month. But I thought, well, this is just a campaign they have and, you know, promote women's sports, whatever. But no, that's not the case. They are going to replace Cracker Jack and his dog with Cracker Jill. That sounds so weird because there has been no other product that has any title like that at all. Cracker Jacks. That's just what it is. We don't say any other product, Cracker, anything else. Cracker Jacks. We even say, hey, where'd you get your driver's license? Out of a Cracker Jack box, right? So instead of creating their own product, instead of doing their own thing, they do what they always do. They spread their disgusting, distended anus over what you have going on, what you've built, and they shit all over it. Now, before we go farther into this, something I want to say before I forget. So one of the most popular things about Cracker Jacks, and to be honest, I don't like Cracker Jacks. I would get the prize and then give my Cracker Jacks to somebody else, or it's not my favorite. I'd rather have Crunch and Munch, okay? But when I was a kid, if I came into contact with some Cracker Jacks, let me get that prize. You could take the snack, have it all to yourself, okay? The prize. What am I going to get out of this Cracker Jack box? Well, as of 2016, you will be getting nothing. This is something else that kids nowadays will never experience, okay? Because now what they do is you get a QR code. That's right. You take your phone or whatever, you scan that QR code, and it takes you to like some video game or something, or gives you some points towards some kind of game. Ooh, that sounds exciting. A Cracker Jack video game. And a little bit of background on Cracker Jack. The mascot, the little boy, is actually modeled after one of the founders' grandsons who died of pneumonia. Sad, but that's who that little boy is. Can't remember the dog's name. But that's neither here nor there. Never mind, you stupid male. All right, get out of here. I uploaded a video that I did about this, and in the description box is a link to the actual commercial. I don't know if you're ready to see this. I don't know if you have any more room left in your woke tank, if you could take another drop of this bullshit, but that's exactly what this is bullshit. So they start off the commercial and there's these girls doing these things in sports, and it's so much easier to do something once you see somebody else that looks like you doing it. Like you women, you just couldn't break that glass ceiling until Cracker Jack came along. Okay, thank you, Snack. And they're rolling out the new Cracker Jills with the opening of the baseball season today. And in the commercial, I guess you can't have the Cracker Jacks without Take Me Out to the Ball Game. So they have this girl, and her name is Normani, right? And she's some little pop star, and she remixes Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Now, since we all know the words to that song, it's a fun song. It's root for the home team. I want to stay there till the end. We're having snacks, hot dogs and shit, peanuts. We're having a good time. You're out there with your family and friends. Maybe you're cultivating a tradition with your dad or your parents or something, or maybe you've had this tradition for a long time and it's one more year at the ballpark. Whatever it is, that song and that product is about fun. All right? There's no we need to change nothing. There's no social issues. There's no political issues. It's a song that everybody can sing while they're having fun at the ballpark. And why not have a little bit of fun? Because you damn near had to take a second mortgage out on your house to afford to go. So let's have a good time. Okay? But again, with the SJWs, the social justice warriors, the Wokians, they can't have fun. Fun to a Wokian, fun to an SJW. You remember that TV show back in the day on Fox? It was called Alien Nation. I think they made a movie. James Caan was in that shit. That's how star-studded that cast was. And it's about these aliens that came here, and they would get drunk off of sour milk, and salt water was like hydrochloric acid to them. If you dip them in some salt water, they were going to melt, like the Wicked Witch of the West. Okay? So fun is like salt water to those aliens. They can't stand it. Get it away from me. I want nothing to do with it. Their version of life, their brand of life sucks and has no fun in it. It has no humor. It's void of color. Even though I don't know how that's possible, how they can be hyper-focused on color and their world is void of it. But it's true. No fun, no bright colors, no good time. Everything is right? So in this song, the song is already written. Don't do anything to it. Even if you want somebody else to sing it, just have her sing the words. The foundation is already laid. No, that song is fun. Ew. All right? So she says, buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jills, or buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jill. No one can stop you if you have the will. Well, why'd you go and put that in the song? Because that's not fun anymore. Now you're bringing some heavy social issues, which are bullshit, because there are no barriers in front of women. Don't more women graduate from college than men? Isn't education the key to success? So buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jill. No one can stop you if you have the will. Well, why'd you say that? Why'd you guys fuck this up? Huh? Why'd you have to do that? Everybody's chugging along through life, singing the Take Me Out to the Ball Game song, Cracker Jacks. And they said, what? What's that? Fun down there? Here they come to dive bomb your fun. Why would you have to say that in a song about having fun somewhere? Why do you got to bring your bullshit into it? That's why nobody wants to hang out with you. That is terrible. When you hear her say that, like, and who, again, Find me the people who are putting these barriers in front of women. Because contrary to popular belief, men are not a bunch of dumb, where are my pants? We do have feelings. We do have emotions. We do care. We have women in our lives, mothers, daughters, wives, sisters, whatever, and we don't want to see barriers put in front of them. We want to know about those barriers too, because if you're trying to stop somebody I love from achieving something in this country, I want to know about it too. Move over, ladies, because I'm about to hell no. We won't go right along with you if it's legitimate, and it's not. Now, of course, these people just want to talk about work. They don't want to do the work. What did Kamala the Ugandan nightmare say? We have to deal with work. They don't want to. There's work to be done, not here, but they don't really want it. That's why they cry about stupid shit like this. And you act like you're sending a message to young women, helping them, empowering them. It's all about empowerment, because you women aren't empowered yet. All you women who are out there working jobs, living your dreams, taking care of your family, starting a business, running a business, whatever you're doing with your time, it's all bullshit. You've been wasting your time. You didn't know that you need help. That's how dumb women are. That's what they're saying. You didn't even know you needed help. And that's more damaging than this fake boogeyman you guys keep talking about by telling girls, oh, now you can do something, because there's roadblocks in the way. There's these stupid, disgusting, toxic males in your way. But now people, that Cracker Jack has come along and say, wait a minute, what's this here? We're gonna do something about this sexism via a sweet treat. Okay, guys. Let's do some more super, shall we? Super. All right, hold on. Make sure I get them all. Michael, love Cracker Jacks. New prizes are, yeah, Fargan Bullstein. They sure are. Don't forget to scan your QR code for your prize in the Cracker Jack box, kids, or Cracker Jill box, whatever you got. And the group on the front of the bag or box or whatever it is like the Rainbow Coalition. They got one from every section of the crayon box. Stop it. John Campbell says Cracker Jill sounds like an old white women screaming at colored people about drinking at the same drinking fountain. You got that right, man. All their problems, all their complaints are old. The shit that we've already taken care of, but they're steady dragging us back to when shit was black and white, and every meaning of that. Cam Spinner says they should have went full woke and called it Cracker Person. They can because white people, apparently it's free shit on white people day, and I don't understand why anybody would take part in that. Don't you feel a certain way when somebody's lowering the standards for you? When you see yourself as the oppressed at one point and now you're the oppressor and you want to shit on that person? Don't you feel weird when people do that? That's a gross feeling. I don't want anybody turning the tables for me. Get the fuck away from my table. John Iverson, I remember that show, Jericho. That's what I'm talking about. Right? Remember Alien Nation? They drink the sour milk and get all fucked up. James Caan was in that shit. All right. Runner Mom 23, $1.99. Thank you very much, young lady. Angela Heslip says they screwed up Lord of the Rings. They screw up everything. That's right. What's the opposite of the Midas touch? The feces touch, because everything they touch just turns to fecal matter. Christine Rose, OMG, WTF, thumbs down. That's right. Nothing is sacred. They will seek out and destroy all fun and tradition. It's what they do. It's one of their directives. Leo Mazzina, will we get a bazooka Jill? Yes, probably. Take out the men, put in the woman's name. That's how they want it until it's time to kill the bad guys. Then they'll call us back. Then they'll need us toxic males again. Emily, they want you to pretend like women are oppressed so bad in this country when that is far from the truth. Exactly. Let me go in there and tell my wife some shit like this. Let me go in there and tell my wife, woman, you can't do what you want. Not till now. Not till Cracker Jacks came out with Cracker Jill. How hard do you think my wife would laugh? How hard do you think she would fall over the couch with laughter with me coming in there telling her what she can do now? That's part of what attracts a man to a woman, a real man. You want a partner in this. You don't want somebody who's a subordinate. Now the man, he's the head of the family, but you need a partner. You need a woman. You need a woman who's going to tell you what you need to hear. I'm glad that my wife and I don't align 100% across the board politically or socially. There have been a lot of times that she changed my mind about things or that she gave me a different view of things. So yes, you need a partner in this. But for to tell some American woman that she can't do something, fellas, go in there. Go ahead. If she ain't with you now, go in there and tell your wife what she can and can't do. See what happens. David Lovelace, what's up, man? Go Navy, of course. I'm offended. They should have at least called them Caucasian Jills. Well, you know how it is, guys. It's shit on white people day, right? So it doesn't matter. You can say whatever you want about white people. Not everybody else. They can't take it. They're not as tough. So they say. But white people say whatever you want. G.I. Jill. Purple Hemi. That's a good. That might be next. Careful. That might get you slapped. Will Smith might come in here and find you and slap you in your face. The Lion, 2 bones. Thank you. The Wokians call in a C-130 on fun. They sure do. And they like the C-130 because it can orbit. It can sit there and go in circles to make sure it stomps out all remnants of enjoyment. You can't laugh at things anymore. That's offensive. I know that joke has been around for 150 years and everybody says it and everybody loves it, but they're deriving pleasure from it. And that's something we can't have. Wokians don't do fun. A sunlight to a vampire. Let's see. Leanne Wilson for the 5 bones. Thank you very much. I don't feel empowered. Dear Cracker Jacks. Why not? You didn't feel like you were in something you were too tall for? You didn't feel like this your whole life? And then once Cracker Jack came whizzing by your head and broke that glass ceiling and freed you, you don't feel a difference? Like when you go up in an airplane, you got to do it to your ears because the pressure, you didn't feel a pressure change when they lifted that oppression off your back, lady? Well, try harder next time, Leanne, because they just freed you. This is the first time in your life that you've heard you can do anything, just like anybody else. Talking about, and it's about women's sports and breaking down what barriers are in women's sports for women. Aren't they allowed to break any records or play anything they want? Women are apparently in women's sports, they're so bored that they're allowing men in there. Women have kicked all the other women's ass so much so that they're allowing men in there to kick a little ass. How is that? You can't have it both ways. You can't have your cake and fuck it too. I think that's how you say it. So which way is it? You guys have dominated each other for so long and now you're letting dudes in there, or there's still all these barriers that are in your way in women's sports? And who are these barriers from? Please tell me. I would love to know who's setting up these barriers, who's putting these hurdles in your path. Nick B says, Jericho Green, what's up? What up? Remember that from, what was it, like 2000? What's up? That was a shit, man. Bring back the early 2000s, please. Yeah, Jericho, Talent 52 says, Jericho roids are the new surprise toy. Hey, that's better than a QR code. That's for damn sure. Tony Hannafin, what's up, Jericho? What's up, everybody? That's right. Look up Marxism, Angela. That's right. Didn't BLM, CBLM, is it CBLM or UBLM? Certain Black Lives Matter or useful Black Lives Matter, one of the two, but it's not just Black Lives. We know that's a bunch of bullshit. Okay, just a man evaluating stuff, a dub, a twomp, thank you very much. You think Democrats are switching sides in Congress, not to change their ways or views, but to be listed as a Republican on the voter ballots. When you go to vote all Republican, you will also be voting for all these people. Is that possible? Yeah. I mean, come on, we're talking about politicians here. Their appetite for deception is endless. But I think it would take a little bit more for that many people to just go down the line Republican. That would be nice. Because the Democrats, you know what they're about, and it's not you. It's not your interests. It's not your rights. It's not your protection. So you might as well try something else. What did Trump say? He was in front of that black church. What do you have to lose? Huh? You want more inflation? You want to get in another war? Because the dude we had in there last time, he said no new wars, and that's kind of what he meant. And that's kind of what he did. But, you know, people want more of this shit. I wish they could at least let us off the ride if they want to go down this fucking shithole, this roller coaster to communism. One of the ones where it goes tick, 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 tick to the top, and you feel it in your stomach, 90 degrees, straight to a third world country. Because what do they say? Communism just hasn't been done right yet. We'll do it better. We'll kill more people, I promise. Fucking people. Oh, man. I'm so offended. Yeah, me too. 5 bones. Thank you very much. Did you see the pic of the female swimmer with NAD on the crotch of her swimsuit? Not a dude. Oh. Oh, that's funny. NADs. No, NARDs. That's what it was. NARDs. That's what they used to call them. Remember that movie, Monster Squad? I remember the commercial where it was like vampire, werewolf, Frankenstein, you know, all the monsters that everybody knows. And there's the little group of little boys in the age like 87. So, you know, kids are like, they were cussing and shit. One 13-year-old was smoking. And it was a werewolf, and the kid was scared. He was standing in front of his friend, said, kick him in the nards. He doesn't have any nards. Kick him in the nards. Some funny shit. Yeah, I mean, it's a shame that they have to put labels on that to let you know there's not a dick behind this one piece, but that's what they have to do now. Again, letting so many dudes in there, I guess they have to differentiate. Nick Zamora, Mr. Green, been a fan and sub since the beginning. Thank you very much, man. Thanks for holding it down. Thanks for sticking with me. Let's see. So, all right, next. Make sure I'm not missing any supers. All right, so Cracker Jill. Yeah, we know about that. If you got any more questions or comments, I'll try to look out for them in the comment section. Jumanji Brown Jackson. This is a good time for the ladies. Huh? If we could just get these pesky men out of the way, everything would be fine. This is a great time to be a lady. What a National Women's History Month or whatever stupid made up shit month this is. Because not only are the ladies popping up on snacks everywhere, but they're also making noise in the halls of justice. Yesterday, Jumanji Brown Jackson was confirmed as the newest and the first Black female judge in the Supreme Court of the United States of America. They want us to be impressed by unimpressive shit. First Black woman to be a Supreme Court justice. Well, it kind of takes some of the luster off of it when we knew it was going to happen from day one. When before or right after he was president, I'm not sure if he said this on the campaign trail, pretty sure he did. Wouldn't surprise me if he did. But he said that his Supreme Court nomination is going to be a Black woman. I didn't like it when he said it. I didn't like it when Trump said his next Supreme Court justice is going to be a woman. They should just be the best. I don't care if everybody on the Supreme Court looks exactly the same, as long as they have diversity of thought and as long as they are there to interpret the Constitution. They can bring their different experiences in life and their different viewpoints, but when it's all said and done, what they're supposed to do is interpret the Constitution. As long as we have people who are going to do that, damn what they look like. Okay? But on the left and with this president, it's all about what they look like. So I would like to say that she got there on her merit and her accomplishments, and she just happens to be Black. But no, she got there because she was Black. And something people don't tell you, especially these people who talk about affirmative action. There's a downside to affirmative action when you are not prepared to be there. More than 80% of kids who get into college for affirmative action or through affirmative action fail out. They drop out. Why? Because they're there for their appearance, not for their merit and their accomplishments. That's why. So you put these people in the deep end, they can't swim. What did we learn from Don't Be a Menace? If you can't swim, you bound to drizzle. That's what happens. They drown. They can't handle it. But they still get their numbers. Look at all these These people of color, these POCs, these SOCs, these students of color, look at all of them that we got in here. Never mind, 6 months later, they failed out. That doesn't matter. We got them in there. It's working. Stop. Okay? It would have been nice if she got in there for what she did and her record, but actually we know a little bit about her record. We know that she was easy on the perverts. We know that a guy was looking at 20 months and she gave him 12. We know that she thinks there's a difference between people who receive kiddie porn and people who send it. To me, it doesn't matter. If you're in possession of it, there's a problem. I've never accidentally been in possession of kiddie porn. That's not something that falls in your lap. If you are in possession of that, there's something wrong. You're fucked up. Something needs to be done. It's called the maximum. And if it's up to the judge's discretion, let's put that maximum to shame. Let's make them wish for the maximum. It's supposed to be a deterrent. It's supposed to be punishment. And that reminds me of that story that I'm going to tell you guys about. Let's talk about one more thing, and then I'll get into that story. And it is painfully disgusting, that story, on a lot of levels, a whole lot. So, like I mentioned earlier, Biden is perverted. Our grandpa in chief, Mr. Hey, this is in the mall. Happy birthday to you. Him, you know. So this week, Barack Hussein Obama, the rock star of the White House. He's so cool. It's like he was the prom queen and the star quarterback the year before, and he's coming back to campus for the homecoming. His rock star is still thick in the air. Okay? So he comes back to the White House to push Obamacare. Okay? So he comes back to push up, to trying to revive that dead horse. Once again, even though they don't want you to know, over 80% of Americans have insurance that they are happy with. And a lot of the people who don't want insurance are young people who don't think that they need it. But he came back to revive that, and it was painfully obvious who everybody came there to see. I did a video about it the other day. Look in the description box. I put a link to the video. He literally turns around and goes, puts his arms up. Where'd everybody go? Turn all the lights on. He's looking at no matter how people feel about you, it's the title. You are the president. You should have people around you all the time wanting a piece of you, wanting some of your time, wanting you to sign something, say something. Look at him. You're the most powerful man in the world. And everybody in that room could give a fuck less. There were uniformed individuals in the front row sitting at a table. The president of the United States walks by. They don't even turn their head. Barack Obama clowns his ass on stage. He says, Joe Biden, the vice president. If I'm now president of the United States and you come back with some, you used to be my assistant shit, or you call me vice president and that's no longer my title, I'm gonna have to bend your ear for a second, Barack. But there's no respect for this man. There's no respect for him from the people who are in the White House now, and there's no respect for him from the people who were in the White House before. He clowned his ass. Oh, it was a joke. What he said was a joke. You know, I'm not really going to clown this old feeble motherfucker. And when he was done talking, there was a crowd around him. His second in command, Kamala the Ugandan Nightmare, was right there with, you could see the stars popping around her eyes. They were just all enthralled in everything he had to say. Oh my God, he's back. Oh, Barry. Oh, Barry. They couldn't contain themselves. Biden's on the outside of the circle. Like, hey guys, like they're having a barbecue on the other side of the fence, and he's their neighbor. You think I could come over and grab a hot dog or something off the grill, Barry? He put his hand on Barack Obama's shoulder, like, tag me in, dog. Barry didn't even look at him. And you know who saw that? Not only did you see that, not only did I see that, but the world saw that. You think Trump's going to be in a room at the White House on his home turf and not have people's attention? And not that he will be trying for their attention or doing something to get their attention or performing in some way. It's just your presence. It's the presence you bring into the room. That's the president right there. You better stop your conversation and look. Nope, not if you're Joe Biden. He was just like, I wish they would talk to me. You mean his wife wasn't there? She didn't go hang out with him? An intern? You're that low on the totem pole and you got the president by himself? Sir, is there anything I can get for you? Sir, talk to him. It's the president. They give a bird. They could care less. I'm surprised they didn't turn around and say, hey, they didn't even look, just hold the empty glass back. Let me get another champagne, man. Hey, ooh, there's a little room temp, huh? Hey, give me another one, kid. They should have just put him in the little white coat with the bow tie, gave him a tray like this and a white cloth napkin over his arm. Will that be all for you this evening? Oh, that's what he should have been saying. That's how they treated him. He put his hand. If somebody put your hand on your shoulder, it's muscle memory. Who's that? Nothing. Nothing. President of the United States. You mean to tell me the president of the United States, no matter who it was, just think back before this clown. You're somewhere and you know the president's nearby. It could be him. There's a good chance that the president of the United States just put his hand on your shoulder. You're not going to do that? You're not going to turn around and look? Who's that? Nothing. Fuck out of here. Somebody didn't peel his fingers off one by one. Fuck off me, Joe. You're gross. He's the leader, guys. He has that. Hold on. Can you get it to stop shaking? This finger is over the big red button. You know, where the silos open and the ICBM goes up in the air with a nuclear warhead on it. There you go. 81 million. Thank you very much. This is who you put in power. Okay, let's get some supers done, shall we? Okay, just a man evaluating stuff. Thank you again. What do you think about Texas governor sending illegals on buses to D.C.? Meanwhile, Pelosi and a bunch of Democrats test positive for the sweet and sour sniffles. Well, I'll take the last one first and the first one last. I can remember. I'm old enough to remember. I'm not super old, but I'm old enough to remember when the guy we were just talking about, the one who got the face to the palm at the White House from Barack Obama, he told me and you, whoever was looking into the TV when he said it, he said that if you get the poke, you won't get it. He didn't say that it would be lessened, the effects would be lessened. He didn't say that it'll get worse. He said, if you get the poke, you won't get the sweet and sour sniffles. And people might not know why I call it the sweet and sour sniffles. I call it that because it came from China, right? Sweet and sour sniffles. That's what he told us. So how can these people be testing positive for it if he told us that you won't get it if you take the poke? What's happening? Shouldn't Pelosi be worried? Isn't she like beyond the age barrier for it being really bad for you? Isn't she an old woman? Isn't she elderly? So which one is it? Are you lying to me, or are you just stupid? Or even worse, you think I'm stupid? I mean, I hope she recovers. I wish no harm or death upon them. But this is the same woman who during the lockdowns, this was so bad that you couldn't go anywhere you didn't need to go. You couldn't go have no fun. You had to be going to somewhere for business, work, or medical. Other than that, you stay inside your fucking house. And during the middle of that, she called, can you get her, the owner of that salon, on the phone? I need to go down there and get a touch-up, girl. She was in a salon while everybody else was stuck at home and couldn't work their business, couldn't open their business, couldn't go anywhere except for business appointments and official stuff, official business. But she can get a cut and color. And the governor of Texas. So any illegal aliens who want to go, any illegal immigrants, any undocumented persons, any free traveling persons from south of our land, and it's not just the people who live there. It's not just the indigenous people from those countries, the Mexicans, the Guatemalans, the El Salvadorians, the Hondurans. It's not just them. It's terrorists. It's Chinese people. It's open door. Why not? Why when a huge bottom portion of the greatest country on earth is wide open, like my room was that time that my parents kept telling me not to close my door, and I came home one day and my door was gone. That's how wide open our border is. You would be a fucking fool. You would be a dumb and jackass to take a plane or go some other way when you can somehow make your way south of the border and come on in. We got the red carpet laid out. We even got a little tunnel. There's people with their arms interlocked like this above you. You just kind of run under it like you're coming out of a church after a wedding. But anybody who wants to go, he'll give you a free ride to DC. And I hope you go right to their house or on their lawn or their front stoop and set up shop right there. I'm so offended. 5 bones. Thank you. My prediction for this year's Pride Month. The new press secretary will announce and will be announced and will be one of the LGBTQAAIP plus community. Thoughts? It's very possible because it's all about diversity of appearance. They just want, when they take the White House photo, they don't want anybody colored, just based on color, to feel left out. It's going to look like a box of crayons and not that bullshit 16, not the bullshit 32. I'm talking about the 64 crayon one, the 64 piece. The one that has a sharpener on the box. You got every shade. You got flesh color in there. Raw, burnt sienna, that box. That's what they want it to look like. You better all think the same. You better all talk the same. And you better all sing from the same hymnal, but we want you to all look different. Pieces of shit. Eric Davidson, 10 bones, thank you. We hold the power to fix America. We do. With what we choose to buy, where it comes from, and with our votes. Yes, we cannot forget who we are. We are like a hot girl who doesn't know it. We need to know who we are and what power we have. And we have a chance. We have a chance. Like you said, we hold the power to fix America. We have a chance to undo this. Will we? Is the question. Son of man, child of God, a C note. Thank you very much. My favorite brother from another mother, you keep crushing it. By the way, Simpler Paratus Squid. LOL, love you, man. You know what? I'm not going to take this disrespect of the world's finest Navy, okay? And I'll say it, I've said it before, I'll say it again. When you need the worst person in the world taken out, when you need people rescued in the most unorthodox conditions, in the harshest environments, the record will speak to it. Who do they call? Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Christine Rose, Dementia Joe, that's it. And it would be funnier if it wasn't so true. Ghost of Gigi, the Dems even know Trump was unelected. I mean, in this age of information, if you don't know, it's because you don't want to. You're refusing it. Willful ignorance. Miklo El Chicano. It was so Miklo. It looked sad. Hell yeah, it did. It was embarrassing to see him fucking shunned in his own living room, basically. Terrible. Terry Lucas, subscribe. Thank you very much. Speaking of, like and subscribe, please. Reg MCG. He looks like Frank Drebin from Naked Gun. Don't you dare disparage the memory of Leslie Nielsen. No, sir, I will not have it on this platform. That man is a national treasure. This man is a national embarrassment. Crystal Reagan, Jericho. I never seen anything like that when the president is in the room in the past and they all want to talk to him, but not the one he needs to get, not this one he needs to get out. Yes, of course. That's weird. That was strange for us to see. That was weird. Like I said, again, it doesn't matter which side of the aisle you land on or what your policies are. You are the president. That should come with something. That title alone. Not even that man could maintain the title. The title's already been laid out. It's already built the respect, and not for him. In the White House, be different if he was abroad somewhere. But in your White House, you can't get. In your house, you can't get no respect. No respect at all. What a dumb. 81 million, huh? 81 million. I want your 81 million asses right here in front of me, because you have some splaining to do, Lucy. All right, let's get some more supers, shall we? Just a man evaluating stuff. Tim Bones, thank you. Jericho, when you die, do you want to be embalmed, propped upright at a gun range while your fans send lead down range in your memory? Not as fancy as that rapper, but LOL, what the fuck? Glocks in your hands. I mean, yeah, man, that would make more sense. So what he's talking about is there was a story, I don't remember where it was, somewhere in the South, I believe. Anyway, it was on American soil. It was a fucking disgrace. And this dude was a rapper, and he was dead in his 20s. How did he die? He got gunned down by a racist cop. Psych! He got killed by somebody who looked just like him. So at this dude's funeral, okay, the funeral, you're supposed to be dressed up in your finest, in a casket usually, and people come and pay their respects. Maybe they'll say some kind things about you. They will cry, and then you will be laid to rest at a different location at the funeral. They have the reception, more crying maybe, more laughs, hopefully people reminiscing good times about you, and then they move on. Hopefully they come back and visit your gravesite often. But that's what normal people do, not what ignorant sons of bitches do. This is what they do. They take the rapper who was shot dead in his early 20s by someone that looked just like him, and they go to his favorite nightclub. What do you think I'm going to say? They sprinkled some of his ashes on his favorite stripper's ass cheek. That would make more sense if they did that, but that's not what they did, okay? We're talking about fucking clowns here. They propped this dead Negro up like a mannequin in the front window of a department store. Dressed him up, put a crown on his head. I'm going to get back to that part because that's a special layer of pissed off. They put a crown on his head at the nightclub as the lights change and flicker on this corpse. People are dancing and celebrating at the club and taking pictures of this dead dude on stage. Back to the crown. I am so sick and tired and embarrassed by this queen king talk. Black folks are not royalty. We are not kings. We are not queens. We are regular fucking people just like everybody else. What other group of people needs to be called a king and a queen, or they call each other king and queen? That is stupid and that is embarrassing. And usually the people who use that kind of stupid ass language are not very regal. We'll just leave it at that. Like this dead dude who was shot with a crown on his fucking head. That's your king? If that's your king, let me out of your kingdom. That's what he was referring to. Somebody propped a dead person up at a club. So first of all, somebody wanted themselves propped up in a nightclub. Second, somebody agreed to allow that person to be propped up on their premises. And then three, people showed up to look at it. I'm done. Son of man, child of God, once again, a C note. Thank you. Take the greens out to a nice dinner. Here's the gas money. Sorry, I can't help with the meal, though. Love you, shit, mate. Hey, you know what? That $100 will go farther in the restaurant than the gas tank, and that's a damn shame. That is a damn shame, but it's Putin's fault because the gas prices didn't start going up until Putin invaded Ukraine, right? Uh-oh. 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 I have a functioning internet. I know that's not true. Whitney Bosler, I hope I pronounced that right. Thank you very much for the 5 spot. You're seriously in my top 3 favorite YouTubers. The Black Conservative is going to save America. We need y'all. There is nobody more prepared than a Black conservative because they get attacked from both sides, I shouldn't say both sides, from different racial groups, but it get attacked more. Imagine this, get attacked more from people that look just like them. Ain't that a shame? Thank you very much, Whitney. I appreciate it. Top 3, I mean, you know, no pressure, huh? No pressure. Here we go. And son of man, dang, dang, man, another one. 50, retired 10 years, ME1 MSRT. Thank you very much for your service. And anybody else out there, thank you for your service. People talk about how this lives matter or that lives matter, but 762, 762 are still cheap. Eat it. Crap Mala Harris, yes, Shrek, that is very true. Another national embarrassment. If he's not embarrassing enough, don't you worry, Kamala's on the way. She will blow his embarrassment out of the fucking water. Alicia Shadows, Love when Jericho wheezes. I mean, what am I supposed to do? It just comes out. Richard, what's up? What's up, Richard? Appreciate it. Never understood how is Dick the nickname for Richard? Somebody explain that to me. Let me know. Inquiring minds want to know. Jill Lives Matter. Let's see. K-Man 4443. Joe ain't the president. Kamala is. He said so. He said so multiple times. That's the thing. People who talk a lot, you're going to have your verbal missteps. You're going to have your flubs, if you will. But multiple times, the same thing. Then didn't his wife say that too? Maybe dementia is contagious. I don't know. But I think his wife said that too. And I think I said this on the last stream. How shitty would that be to have Kamala Harris as president of the United States? The president of China would do a backflip. Yes. It's going to be easier than I thought. Oh, man. B Kills, Jericho, I'd love to see a Biden supporter try to argue politics with you. I actually lived that twice. I was, what's his name? Firebird 1312, I think, on Discord. I was on his page twice. Cool dude. Man, I even told him I respect his willingness to stand behind his beliefs. I may disagree with them, but he believes them, and he's willing to go pretty far to see them carried out. And I don't mean violence. Well, I do mean violence, actually, but not violence against, because he believes in socialism. So I'm not saying violence against the average man, but definitely violence against the CEOs and the heads of these evil corporations, if necessary, to get them to spread power to their employees. Basically, he wants to see basically every private business unionized. And he said in plain English, he was willing to see that carried out from the end of a gun if he had to. Yep. Latanya McGee. Yep. Black folks attack Black conservatives the most. I'm here to tell you. I'm not going to lie to you. That is the truth. That's all right. I'll take it. Let's see what you got to say, dumbass. Because usually they're good for a couple sentences, and then they get the name calling. You know, they're all out of coherent thoughts. So yeah, I welcome it. Please do. And Arafel Ian Soph, hope I said that right. Jericho White's experience exactly the same as what you described. I don't know exactly what you're talking about, but yes, I'm sure you're right. And that's the thing. We all experience a lot of the same things. We all have a story to tell. We all have stories of loss. We've lost people. We've lost things. We've lost jobs. We've lost money. We've had hard times. We've all been hungry. It's all the same. Nobody has a monopoly on bad times. Everybody has it. And as soon as the powers that be realize that, more importantly, the people will be done with this woke bullshit. We're all here in the same country. If you were born here in America, you're already ahead of the game. Give a fuck what color you are. As long as people are taking all of their worldly possessions and putting them in their pockets and under their arms and up their ass to get here, then that won't change. It just won't. Lioness 61 Turner, good night, everyone. Have a great weekend. And thanks for hanging in as long as you did. Let's see, let's get some more supers, shall we? Danny Kors, South Dakota in the house. What up, SD? South Dakota. I hear you guys have some pretty brutal ass winters coming through there, man. I can't do that. Born and raised in California, I am sensitive to extreme temps. But if I had to choose, I think I'd rather be cold than hot. But no, man, you guys. And then the people that live there are like out in shorts. You're like, what do you mean? It's only 20 below, not 40. Nah. Anything near 32, count me out. Say what you want. I'm going in the house by the fire. That's it. Son of a man, child of God, again. Thank you very much. Sorry the slider didn't go all the way. Here's the half. Now I feel like the government giving you half truths. My bad, Squid. I hated Cali. Wish I could have met y'all when I was there. Me too, man. And there are still good people in California. It's a lot like our federal government. You know, around the world, they represent us in a terrible light and in a way that a lot of Americans don't agree with. Same with California. And I've said it before, once you get away from the coast, there's something about ocean water. People that live around ocean water are the most leftist, psycho dumbasses you ever seen in your life. But when you get away from that to the people that work, even in California, even though our soil is just thick with stupidity and terrible, corrupt politicians, there are a lot of good people here. And don't worry, they're going to stand up because people vote with their wallet. Paul Robinson, thank you very much. 10 bones. Jericho, what do you think of Project Veritas's latest undercover video showing truckloads of Metamucil being secretly delivered to the White House? Just the trucks that they use to like carry sand and shit with the dump beds, the dump trucks just piled high with Metamucil, and they're covered with tarps, and the tarps are just flapping where a little bit of Metamucil just blown out back in the truck. Is there enough Metamucil for him? That is the question. If they brought the entire contents of the Metamucil factory to the White House, would that be enough? Just a man evaluate stuff. Again, thank you, 10 bones. Friend of BLM founder Patrice Cullors bought a house for 3.1 mil, and 6 days later sold it to a BLM shell company for 5.8. 2.7 mil wash donations into their friend's pocket just like that. Yes. What? You guys thought BLM was actually for the bees? Are you crazy? That was a money grab. That racism well never runs dry. They will continue to dip into it at their leisure. For some reason, these companies and these people keep giving money to these fools. What they're talking about is bullshit. As soon as you found out that one of their main directives is to tear down the nuclear family because it is a European ideal, what else do you need to fucking know? When they don't show up where all the bees live, but they're about black lives, but they don't help any of them. They're not around any of them. None of their money goes back into their communities. The fuck else do you need to know? Of course they're going to do that. Who's going to stop them? You got the former mayor of New York City out in the street painting BLM in the fucking street. Of course they're going to do that. Mr. Will, 5 Bones, much love from Utah. What's up, Utah? My family and I, when I was like 12, we drove coast to coast. And coming back, we went through Utah. I remember driving across the salt flats. Man, it was hot as shit. But they sure had some good food at this diner we stopped at one time. Shout out to Utah. Julie Ann, 2 Bones, thank you. Do you have any upcoming plans for meet and greet events? That's a good idea. I was thinking about that. I actually have an event that I'm doing in Florida in November. As it gets close and more of the gets closer and more of the details are worked out, I'll be talking about that. Maybe that could turn into something of that nature. But that is something I'm thinking about. Arafel Ian Soph, again, I hope I'm saying that right. Hey, I'm with you. I want to know you ain't alone with getting crapped on by your own, not just color, but family too. Love you, bro. Never stop. Thank you. No, man, I don't see this stopping at all because I don't see the bullshit stopping. And yeah, man, that's what's really fucked up is your own family. But as we know, family is a title. Because there are people that don't share your blood that'll hold you down and take care of you, and you can trust more than your own family. But the way I see it, man, if you're going to be my family and you want to take it beyond a reasonable debate where we can exchange ideas and possibly learn from each other, you want to go with the name calling and all that bullshit, man, just fact that your family ain't going to save you for nothing. I might go harder on you because you're my family. Fuck you. Family don't mean shit. If it don't mean shit to you, it don't mean shit to me. And for you to even entertain the idea of treating me differently or not speaking to me or cutting me off because I voted for somebody or I don't believe in the same shit you believe, man, you better eat a bowl of dicks and get out of my face. Fuck you. You supposed to be my family? You gonna do me dirty like that? Nah, man. I'll take all the pictures you're in. Scissors. Out. I don't give a shit. Christian, yo, hoser, thank you again. And if you do meet and greet, try closer to Canada. I'll see, man. I'll see how close blackface Trudeau will let me get to the border. He don't like my kind. He don't like these free thinkers. I'm surprised you made it up there so long. Oh, Silverback, what up? Dub, Twomp, thank you very much. None of that media hasn't ushered the facts of what oil/fossil fuels give to the world: plastic, rubber, meds, medical equipment, etc. It's like the left deems tech must bend to their will tomorrow for the let tech advancement play out. My bad, I don't know all the abbreviations, but basically, yes, they act like, oh, the viewer counts as 666. Anyway, basically, they act like the only thing fossil fuels are good for is taking them from the ground, converting them into gasoline, and putting them into a big SUV that spews black smoke into the sky like this is London in the early 1900s. That's not the only thing it's used for. Like he said, fossil fuels are used for plastic, rubber, medical supplies, medical equipment, everything damn near. So you're willing to take our society, flip it upside down, and shake everything out for what? And part of that stupid ass Green New Deal is retrofitting every building in the country. Guys, look out your window. Houses, yeah, I mean, if you're not living in a rural area, houses, buildings, apartments, all of those, all over your town, all over your city, all over your country are supposed to be retrofitted. How is that possible? How are we supposed to wean ourselves off of fossil fuel when it's in everything? Now, of course, they want our lives to run off of steam and water, and they want us to weave all of our clothes. Do you think they are? You think they're going to give up all these modern amenities? You think they're going to join us going back to the dark ages? Of course not. Their faces will still be baked in the glow of their electronics, their TVs, their iPods, their iPhones. They will have it all. They want us to suffer. They want us to turn our lights off. You think they're turning theirs off? Fuck no. Daniel Orr, thank you very much. Did you know that the Central Scranton Expressway was recently renamed the President Biden Expressway? It leads straight to the Steamtown Mall. Of course it does. And a town I used to live by called Seaside, they renamed it. There was one of the main streets there was called Broadway, and they changed it to Obama Way. Now, it would have made more sense if he was president before 1994, when there was a large black population there due to the open military base. But President Clinton was kind enough to close that shit in 94, and all the black people left. But you named it Obama Way. And guess what? Nobody calls it that. That's so stupid, Julianne. I live in Vallejo, the Valley Joe. Vallejo. We need you out here. But you know what? One time, Julie, I was headed back. I went to pick somebody up from the Bay Area. I was headed back up here, and I took an exit in Vallejo. That was the wrong exit. I don't know if Vallejo has nice parts, but I was not in it. So my trip to 7-Eleven was quick. The Lion, a twomp, thank you. Here's for a box of ammo, my man. Haven't been able to make it to the range in a while. Pop off a few for me. I sure will. I was actually talking to my best friend today about building, because we have BLM land out here, not the shitty BLM, but the Bureau of Land Management. And they have a area out here. It's about 30 minutes away, and I'm building some targets, getting some 2x4s and shit. Going to build some targets. I got a bunch of paper ones, so we'll put them up out there, and you can bring all kinds of shit you want to shoot out there. So I can't wait. I will definitely put some lead down range for you. Christian Delome, hoser, meet and greet in Buffalo for old time's sake. All right, we'll see. We'll see about that. All right, let's see. We got any more? Any mo? And then I'm gonna tell you that sick, disgusting, fucked up story that I heard from a police officer today. Okay. So I had the pleasure of hanging around some police officers today. And first of all, I plan on doing a ride along. I got one of the officers' numbers. I'm gonna hit him up. He works the graveyard, so you know how the song goes, the freaks come out at night. So I'm looking forward to that. I want to see it from their point of view. We as people who aren't in law enforcement, who aren't police officers, we see it from we're all watching the same show. We just have different seats, and their seats are a little closer to the danger. And I think it's important to get some perspective. And I want to go to see what they deal with. We have an idea. We've seen cops, right? But hearing what these guys deal with is unreal. I think the only people who would deal with some things similar to what they deal with are people who work in the ER, or people who may work in mental institutions, to where you really see the extreme. And one of the officers was telling me a story. Okay, I'm trying to tell you a story. And next time I'll talk to him to see if it's cool to shout him out by name. But good dude. All these guys I met, or one of them I already knew. Two of them I met for the first time. And it was very cool to talk to him. I learned a lot. I learned a lot about these things, these laws that we vote on, how they really work in the real world. These things that we vote on to pull money from here and put it there, or how they can treat suspects, perks, whatever you want to call them, the people that they interact with during their shifts. And to see, it looks one way on our ballot when we color in that square or we check that box, but it's another way to actually see it played out by humans. But one of the stories this officer told me, we'll call it the story about the Starbucks masturbator. Haha, sounds funny. A guy jerking off in Starbucks. That's what I thought. Wait till you hear the rest of this. And before I get into that, we'll do a super chat real quick. No, I'll do it after the super chat because it looks like there's a question here. So like I said before I tell this story, if you got kids in the room, if you don't want them hearing gross shit, ask them to leave. If you don't want to hear really gross, detailed shit, then you should probably tune out for a few minutes too. I don't know, it'll take a few minutes, but here we go. So this officer told me about a call that he got the other day, and He gets the call, and it's at a Starbucks, and the call is for a man who is nude masturbating at Starbucks. That's not the place for nude masturbating, is it? That's the place for coffee. So he pulls up, he goes in there, two young ladies working there, 19, 20 years old, and he says, "Where is he?" They say he's in the bathroom. The officer gains entry into the bathroom, and he effects an arrest. But before he can effect that arrest, what does he see? He sees a fully grown man laying on the floor with one leg up, at least one finger in his ass, while he's jerking off with the other hand. And something caught the officer's eye, other than his digits jammed up his ass, was the ankle monitor he was wearing. Because ankle monitors come along with restrictions, and mainly where you can and can't go. There's usually a short list of places you can go, and when you're done at that place, you need to come back home. That's why they call it house arrest. Whether or not he has a home, I don't know, but he had the ankle monitor on. So the officer effects an arrest, gets the guy back to the station, and he's going to interview this guy. He asks the guy, "Do you want to talk to me?" He says, "Yes, I'll talk to you." And the guy proceeds to tell him that the guy says, "I want to suck a kid's dick. I want a kid to suck my dick." He said, "I want a kid to rape me because it's more kinky for the kid to rape me than for me to rape the kid. There would be nothing better than for me to have sex with a beautiful child," is what this man said to a police officer. He said, "I would like to rape you, officer, but I don't think I could take you." Then he tells the officer that before he showed up, there was a little boy in or near the bathroom, and he told the little boy, "I want to suck your dick." These are the type of people that are lurking in our society. People that go to Starbucks, strip naked, and masturbate with a finger up their ass. What was in his ass other than his finger, you might ask? I'll tell you, it was 3 items in this order: a bottle of hot sauce, a meth pipe, which he may or may not have gotten from the President of the United States initiative. Remember, he spent $33 million of your fucking money to give crackheads clean pipes. This could be one. Bottle of hot sauce, large or small, I don't know. Meth pipe, and then a bottle of lotion, large or small, I don't know. I was wrapped up in the other details of the story than to remember to ask whether the bottles were large or not. They take him back to the PD. He tells him all of these things that he wants to do to children. He pulls one of the items out of his ass, and all kinds of blood comes running out. This is after he took him down to the jail to get x-rayed. That's how they saw the items in his ass. Okay? We got to get those out of here. He says, "I'm going to call an ambulance to get this man to the hospital." Despite the things he just confessed, this officer wanted to get him help. So he calls an ambulance. They come pick him up. The ambulance company made the mistake of sending a female EMT. Upon seeing this female EMT, what does this guy do? Do you think he tips his top hat and says, "Hello, my lady"? No, he starts jerking his dick again. Let's recap. Grown man, nude, Starbucks bathroom, masturbating, approaches a child for oral sex, is arrested, confesses to wanting to have sex with children, says he wants to be raped by a child, pulls something out of his ass. The ambulance shows up, starts jerking it again when he sees the female EMT. And do you want to hear what the cherry is on top of this perverted Sunday? This all took place 7 hours after he was released from jail. He was out of jail for 7 hours, stripped down, went to a Starbucks, and started jerking off with a finger in his ass in the bathroom. The officer told me This is the most dangerous sexual deviant he's ever been around. He can write all of these things in his report and it will mean nothing in the sentencing. The DA will let that fucker go. They will let them plead out so they don't have to do their job. And that fucking guy who confessed to wanting to have sex with children will be released onto your streets. You think they release them in the DA's neighborhood where they drink stuff with their pinky out? You think they're going to release them there? No. They're going to release them near the Starbucks that you go to with your kids. So when your kid goes to the bathroom, there's a strange psychopath in there asking if he could suck their dick. That's what we're dealing with. And I wondered, how do you not pull your service pistol and put one in his medulla oblongata and do us all a favor? You would think to yourself, DA, no matter what your conviction rate is, this is a monster. There are children out there. You can't let him go. And the DA says, watch me. Watch me release this monster into your community so you can bump into them. How are we supposed to win when the people on our side are releasing the wolves around our sheep? You're supposed to be looking out for us. You're supposed to be a shepherd. You're supposed to be making sure the bad people stay locked away tight. And you're taking the keys and letting them out and showing them where the lambs are. Fucking disgusting. That was one of the most disgusting things I ever heard in my life. My jaw was on the floor the whole time. I could not believe. I mean, you hear stuff, but every time you hear stuff, you're just blown away by the depravity of some people. 7 hours after getting out, you think that guy might need to be locked up for a while? You think so? And then another messed up part of the story is when he got the call, he had a pretty good idea of who it was. He showed up on the scene. Guess who it was? So he's had many interactions with this individual, probably for doing the same thing. But I'm looking forward to that ride along. I want to see what they see. I want a new perspective. I want to know what it's like. And I'm sure when I come back from it, I'm going to feel like until you have a ride along with a cop, don't talk shit. Because no one ever calls the police for something good. Officer, get over here. We're having a wet t-shirt contest and we need a judge. They don't get those calls. They don't get them. They get there's a foul odor coming from the house next door. They get this crackhead in my neighborhood, her kids are out in the street again. Oh, is it so-and-so? Yeah. She's in there prostituting, probably prostituting her children. The squalor and filth that those poor children live in, that's what they deal with. So I'm looking forward to it. But that's my disgusting story for the evening. Just the man evaluating stuff. Again, thank you. So Obama's advice for the Democrats running for the midterms is they have a story to tell. They just need to tell it. What do you think that story is? Throw Biden under the bus story time? LGB. Let's go, Brandon. You know they are. Look what they did to Bernie Sanders. They stomped his ass in the dust. You're not going to rise up against us, you little socialist son of a bitch. You damn right they'll throw Biden's ass to the wolves. No problem. No problem. Let's see if there's any more supers here. I'm so offended. Send him to Detroit. Where you can get a house for $50. No bullshit. Hoser, where's the defund the 5-0 people? Yeah, exactly. Where are they? Because they're seeing what happens when you do defund the police. Criminals don't say, oh, whoa, hold on, guys. They defunded the cops. Let's back off until they get their numbers back up. Let's back off. Let them get back to their fighting weight, and we'll take them on fair and square. Fair and square. No. They'll come out and force even more, knowing that the protection is gone, knowing that us citizens are hamstrung and we got to do everything except chop off our damn pinky like we belong to fucking Yakuza to get a damn gun to protect ourselves. Again, a man evaluates stuff. Thank you very much. Says Jericho, you deserve more live views. Everyone needs to share this video as soon as they start watching so all their friends will notice and join as well. Please do. Please share. Let's do a massive group share right now. Share to somebody. Let's see that number get up over 1,000. That would be great. I got to see what's up with that other ones, because remember somebody told me that it was using my old picture or some bullshit like that. I thought I did it right. Whoops. I never claimed to be computer savvy. I am the most computer unsavvy person you've ever seen. Believe that. Shrek 5 ever. Chair as in electric? Yes, that's what they need to get. Electric chair. And not no fucking, oh, put a wet sponge on his head. Nope, just hook them up, barbecue them, be done. Have it to where you can just go like this and the chair will go forward and their body will fall out and the chair will come back empty and you can load it with another one. Come on now. And that's nothing compared to what they do to these fucking kids. The damage that's done to them for the rest of their lives and the relationships around them. Fuck that. We need an industrial wood chipper. Elon Musk, build that next. I want to see a Tesla wood chipper that never runs out of battery. The blades never be sharpened, so we can just dump them in there 24/7, 365. Deterrent. Tube_trance. First time catching your stream. Thank you very much. I hope it's not the last time. But yeah, man, fuck this being in prison and you can eat snacks and watch TV and make rap videos from yourself. Sorry. That's not what prison's for. That's what free people do. You're in prison, you need to be punished. Bust rocks. Your hand should look like this at the end of the day from gripping a shovel. You don't like it, don't fucking go to jail. Don't go to prison. My goodness. Is it that hard? And if you do go to prison, prepare to be punished. What the fuck? Wagon Train, I did take that on. Thank you very much. Thanks for shagging. Shrek 5 ever Trump 2024. And of course, love to see that. But who's his running mate going to be? Who is going to be his second in command? That's the question. Of course, in a perfect world, I think some of us would agree with this. Trump, DeSantis ticket, but I think DeSantis has enough steam to run on his own, but I don't know if he has enough steam to run against the Trump machine. So I don't know, would that be a waste of time for him to run against Trump? Would he want to play vice president to Trump? I don't see why he wouldn't. Let Trump do another term, and then he could take over as president or run for president. I don't see anything wrong with that, but I think Florida has done a fucking great job with how they've handled, the mask bullshit. And isn't that something? Isn't that ironic that Florida, the state that when you would see a fucked up story in the news, you'd assume it was Florida, and you were usually right. Like zombie lady bites off neighbor's earlobe. Florida. Definitely. Alligator boy bites babysitter. Florida. But now Florida is the beacon for freedom. Florida is where people are like, man, I want to go live there now, despite the gators. I want to go live in Florida now where I have freedom and I don't have to put shit over my face and I don't got to worry about them trying to indoctrinate and touch my kids. Imagine that. So Florida, you talk about a 180, shit. Florida switched on it. So something else I did want to touch on. In Palm Springs, California, of course, again, don't snicker too loudly at California. Don't you point those free fingers at us so quickly, because we are the world's largest petri dish. And what happens to us is going to happen to you. Okay? What they get away with here, they're going to try to bring it to you. But in Palm Springs, California, if you are non-binary and or transgender, if it's possible to be both, you have just hit the jackpot. So they have this pilot program where they're going to take a handful of transgender Americans and non-binarians, which is funny because whenever they're non-binary, why do they always look like one of the binary groups? I don't know. We have yet to see an answer for that. But if you live in Palm Springs and you're one of these people that they choose, you will get $600 to $900 a month for the next 18 months with no strings attached. And it doesn't matter your income. You could not even need it, and you can get it. It's yours. All you have to do is identify. Now, when you reach up to get this money, make sure you are standing on the backs of the 5,000 veterans that live there and the over 200 homeless people that live there, and who knows how many other people who could use that money. Step on top of them when you reach up to get it, okay? Now, Jericho, what are you bitching about? If private citizens want to get together and pool their money and spend it on whatever they want, it's none of your fucking business. And you know what I say to those people? You're right. It wouldn't be any of my business. But since it's taxpayer funded, it is. That is right, people. They're taking money out of your pocket to give to these people. And you need not apply. If you're not transgender or non-binary, fuck off. All right? They're not talking to you. Yes, you may have gone over and sacrificed and put your life on the line for this country. Yes, you might be in a tough spot, and a little bit of help might be all you need to turn things around. But I say to you, in the words of your leaders, fuck you. It's not about you. You are a tax-paying cog in the machine. Now get back over there and start generating tax revenue. We will do what we please with your money. It's always easier to spend other people's money. Way easier. If you got to come out of pocket for this dinner, hey, you don't get no cheese on that. One drink's enough. Now put the dessert menu down. But if somebody else is paying, hey, let me see that dessert menu. I'll have another. It's just easier. Human nature. It's easier to spend other people's money, even on this level, even so blatantly in your face. What are you going to do about it? Taxpayer? What are you going to do? What, are you going to vote him out? I doubt it. Palm Springs has a transgender mayor. That's right. What the fuck were you guys thinking? So this is what you get. But somehow, the mayor, who is transgender, voted for this, but now they're speaking out against this. So the mayor supported it, but is now against it, saying that there are much better things that we could spend our money on, and it's not going to help, and blah, blah, blah. But then why in the fuck did you vote for it if you don't support it? Doesn't make sense to me. But we got another super, so let's handle it. Heidi McDaniel, thank you very much. Another twomp, a dub. Please don't take DeSantis away from us. I can't make any promises, Heidi. He's a good one. He is our savior, LOL. Plus, DeSantis represents the best branch of the military, the U.S. Navy, just like us. I am a Navy vet stationed in Sub Base San Diego. Thank you for your service, shipmate. The world's finest Navy. And like I said, Heidi, it's great. I appreciate your service, especially being a Navy vet, but we might have to take your boy off your hands for 4 to 8. Sorry. Don't hold it against me, but this country needs a man like that, or we need to get Trump back, period. Oh, but he's so mean in his tweets and World War III. Well, look where we are now. Look where we are now. We had a guy that no one fucked with, and now we have a guy that everyone fucks with. No sense. Just a man evaluating stuff. Thank you again. If I told him I was a trans woman, that's a lesbian butch that dresses and identifies as a man, would I still qualify? You know what? That's so convoluted and confusing that they probably would give you money for that. They probably give you extra money because it's not their money. And they just spend that shit frivolously. It don't matter. Fuck it. It ain't mine. And when I turn around, it will be magically filled up again. A bottomless pit of cash. Thank you, taxpayer. Jason, Democrat Party is also the party of racism. That's right, Jason. That's what they do. It's what they do. It's what they've done. Why would they change? There's no incentive to change. Their power level keeps going up. Why change the program? It's what they do. Racism and racism, Democrat, right next to it. They can't not be together. What did Frank Sinatra tell us? You can't have one without the other. If you have racism, you have a Democrat. One and the same. Shrek 5 Ever, thank you for your service. No problem, man. My pleasure. I had a lot of good times. We worked hard. We woke up early. But when it was time to play, when we pulled into port, man, stop. It was on and cracking. And I want to go, I've said this before, but I want to go back to the places that I visited so I can actually take, enjoy the culture and the food and the history of the area, take it all in, learn something, not just, show up to a bar and get as many shots in me and food that's not made by the government as fast as I can before midnight. That was fun. Don't get me wrong. That was fun. But, now that I'm older and more refined, I want to go back and actually, get something other than a hangover from those countries. MJI, I believe. I remember back in the day when we used to laugh at these people and then ignore them. Now they dominate the news and politics. That's right. And, no decent person believes that any of these people should be shit on for what they think about themselves or what they feel about themselves or who they sleep with. Because unless I got to sleep with them too, I don't give a fuck what you do. But when you are telling me that I have to take part in your mental illness and that I have to shape policy that involves my children around something from a group like this, I can't have that. That's where we have to draw the line. If I'm in your orbit, in your personal circle of life, chances are I will use your pronouns because you're special to me. You're somebody that I care about. But to ask, not even to ask, to demand, that's number one. You're demanding and forcing people to do shit they don't want to. All right? Anything outside of basic human decency and being seen equal in the eyes of the law, that's gravy. Being treated decently and in the eyes of the law and all that kind of stuff, that's your right as a human being. But forcing other people to take part in it, saying that children who are too young to deal with such a situation like that shit's fucked up. That shit's wrong. That's where people's ears perk up and the hair stands up on the back of your neck. That's where we have a problem. Right there, Jordan, at Jason, I saw it. Biden is pathetic. You damn right. You damn right. What's worse than pathetic? That's what he is. Yeah, Zemi now says, as a furry, I demand to be addressed as such. All right, no problem, man. Let's all do that. Let's just all start identifying as something weird and fucked up, and everybody start treating me that way. And here's the twist. If you don't, then there's something wrong with you. If you don't retrain your mouth, literally retrain your mouth and your tongue and your mind because you want me to refer to one person as a they, that goes against my grammatical teachings throughout life. They means more than one person. But you want me to change all this shit overnight, and if I don't, I'm a horrible person, I'm Hitler, I'm a phobe, I'm an ist, and you want to strip everything away from my life. That's a little extreme, that's a little fucked up. And that's another indicator that you might be looking for this acceptance in the wrong place. We are down the road at life. All those exits for acceptance and love from your family, those are back there. You got to peel off and go back and catch that exit. You can't expect all of us to accept you. And don't look to the general public for acceptance. There's too many people in it. You're not going to be satisfied. Don't look to us for that. That's not our responsibility. We're out here living life, working, making shit, running shit. We don't got time to keep up with what you want to be called and all that other bullshit. That's not my problem. Look in your family, look in yourself. But when you come out here on this public stage, you better be ready to perform. Don't ask us to backtrack and do some shit we're not capable of doing or don't even have the want to do, nor should we. Why do you care? Why do you fucking care what people who you will never meet and never know think about you? You think they care what you think about them? Hell no. Why waste the brain space? You could hold on to other facts that are more valuable than that bullshit, than what you think of somebody. I ain't never gonna see you. I don't give a damn. I got my inner circle, I got my people, and I care what they think. And if I get to know somebody and I bring you into my inner circle, I will probably care about what you think. But even then, only to a certain extent. I still have to make my own choices for me. Give a damn what anybody else thinks. Last time I looked, the general public's name was not on my deed to my house. You're not on my phone bill. You're not on my electricity bill. So unless you're putting it on my life, I don't give a damn. And I wish more people would think that way. It should be like BBs off a battleship. Pew, pew. Give a damn. Give a damn what somebody I don't even know thinks. I got other shit to worry about. And I wish they would feel the same way. But I think we're going to bring this live stream to an end, you guys. As you know, Saturday mornings, my son has T-ball, and now they decided to move the games up from 10 a.m. to 9 a.m. And then after 9 a.m., some of the games are going to be at 8 a.m. Great. That's just what I want to do with my Saturday morning, is be up standing on a cold field. Appreciate it. But I'll do it with a smile, and every time Junior looks over, I'll be going like this. Get ready. Keep your elbows up, bat off your shoulders, square up. You know how dads do it? That shit is beautiful, too. I love those moments. I wish he had 100 games to play because we only have them for a finite amount of time. Next thing you know, they're going to be in here, shower, grab a snack, out the door. Where are you going? They're friends, some dumb girl, some dumb boy, whatever. So while I have them, I would try to get everything I can out of our moments together. And that includes ending this live stream so I can prepare for an early reveille. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for your super chats. Thank you for your time. Thank you for taking time out of your busy day to give a shit about what I'm saying. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Utilize the Linktree link. Get your ass over to JerichoGreen.net. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.